This here is the left side caliper that I've taken off, and I've given it a good cleaning. So I just thought it might be an idea for you to have a look to get familiar with what goes on with the caliper itself, so it's not a mystery. So you got your two, well, piston guides, I suppose. They should be as clean as possible, and you got two. Let's see, try and get a good angle on this. You got two receivers in here, one's for the fluid seal and the other for the dust seal. Dust seal is the outermost one, which is also the skinny one, and then the thicker one is the fluid seal, which I'll come to later. This part here, you have like a spring clip. I'm not entirely sure what that does, but that goes in there. And then one of your brake pads slots onto this bit, so that should be nice and smooth with free movement. And then in there goes your retaining pin, which should also have nice free movement for when you try and get that out. And then you've got your pistons, obviously, which should be nice and clean and shiny. So I'm going to reassemble this now using some copper grease and some stuff. Brake fluid doesn't have to be Halfords, any make will do. So first thing I'm going to do is put the pin in. So there's only one way this goes. That'll just slot in by there. And that just clips down and in. There we go. Just making sure that's all seated correctly. Just making sure these two little butterflies at the bottom are in the right place. Just come over a little bit more. Like I said, even though I don't know what it actually does, it does also have to be in correctly. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to put these seals in now. So the fluid seal, when you feel it's a one-way seal, so you should feel like a ridge coming back the way, but not when you put your finger in. So if you put it in first, okay, that is the correct way. It's not sitting right on one piece. Let's try and fix that. There we go, done. So when I put my finger in, there's no resistance going that way, but I can feel a lip there and dust seal in the top section. It is easier when you're not holding at arm's length trying to do it on camera. Dee 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 dee. Come on, and you get. Why'd you always hurt me when I only show you love? Okay, and we're in. Then our second inner seals. Perfect, okay. And so, as you see, we got the seals in there now. So now what I'm going to do, with a little bit of .4, I'm going to put around the rubbers and just around the barrels of this, just to make it so that it'll go in a bit easier. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is zoom out a little bit. Whoop. So I'm just going to tilt this up so that there's some in the lid, because we don't need a lot. For this, just dip my finger in, run that round there. See this? Just run that round on the seals. Oh. I'm going to do the same just around this. And then this should simply just slide in. You got to make sure it goes in straight. Okay, there we are. And all the way down to the bottom. All the way down the bottom, no pressure at all. I'm going to do the same with this one. And that is it done. So now the only thing left to do is put the pads on. I'm going to change my gloves because I've got brake fluid on here. I don't want to transfer them onto the gloves, onto the pads as I put the pads on. So these are the pads I'm using. It's EBC. Not for any particular reason. They get good write-ups. I'm not a pad expert. They are middle range. They're organic. They're not sintered. You'd need to, from what I gather, ideally, you need to have your brake discs and pads matched, because if you put sintered brakes on non-race discs, then it cocks it up and stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is put some of this on that pin there. You don't need a lot, just a teeny tiny bit. Just smear it around. So what this will do is it will allow the pad to remain mobile on this, and also, well, it won't stop, but it will cut down the amount of horribleness that will build up on there. And I'm also going to put some on the retaining pin. Just going to take the split pin out. Actually, what I'll do first, I'm going to pop some in there, and in the bottom bit to cut down on the amount of crap that will build up in there, so that will make it easier